The final is set. Inter Milan slapped Shakhtar while Sevilla took advantage of some poor defending from United to slip into the final. Shock, once again, Sevilla in the Europa League final. What's up guys, I'm Adrian and welcome to Rabona TV's preview for the 2020 Europa League final. Now I mentioned this in my Champions League video, but for any of you who missed it, I will be doing a reaction to my predictions video, but it will be all in one video instead of round by round. I thought of scrapping those videos for a second, but apparently you guys love them, so they shall live on. So far so good with my Europa League predictions. I only started them at the quarterfinals though, so take from that what you will. But hey, my best prediction showing yet. Can I get the final right? Will I choke at the last hurdle? We'll soon see. All right guys, let's get into it. Let's talk pedigree in this competition because we're dealing with two teams that have a ton of it. Sevilla achieving theirs most recently. As you already know, they have really made the Europa League their own in the last 14 years, winning it 5 times. That means that they have made and won the final 35% of the time in the last 14 years. That's crazy. Their first title came back in 2006, then they retained it in 2007 before taking a 7-year break, upon which Unai Emery led them to 3 consecutive Europa League final victories, defeating Benfica, Dnipro, and Liverpool, and breaking away from the chasing pack as far as Europa League titles won are concerned. Inter Milan are actually one of the clubs that is part of that chasing pack, as they themselves had a dominant spell in the Europa League during the 90s. Of course, for the sticklers out there who will call me out on it, it was called the UEFA Cup at that time. I know someone would have said something. Their first victory came in 1991, beating Roma in the 2-legged final 2-1. Then they did it again in 94, lost the 97 final to Schalke on penalties, but got the job done in 1998 for their third title in 7 years. How close they were to 4 in the 90s. So it's been over 20 years since Inter have been to a Europa League final. Of course, they only went and won a Champions League title in between then and now. That's not bad. So it's not like they've been completely bereft of European finals. But back to Sevilla, as I think that they surprised many in beating Manchester United. But their victory wasn't simply down to their strange affinity to the Europa League. You don't extend your 20-match unbeaten run or your record of winning 6 of 6 Europa League semi-finals simply through some magical affinity to a competition. It's not like that. It's got to be won on the pitch. This was a classic Sevilla performance as of late, as while they weren't exactly at their best by any means, they showed off the characteristics that has brought them success under Julen Lopetegui this season. Their defense is quite solid, and with Bono in goal, who is their second choice keeper, might I remind you, or at least he was for most of the season, second choice to Thomas Vaclik. In Bono, they have a great shot stopper. They've had a clean sheet in 7 of the last 10 matches, a testament to their ability to defend, and a testament to the job that Fernando has done to protect that back line. The only goal United scored was from a penalty. They couldn't get it done from open play, but that has been a problem that has plagued United in the past, going back over a year. Luckily for them, they have rapid players that draw fouls in the box, so penalties are nowhere near in short supply for United, but still, they required a penalty to get past Copenhagen as well. No goals from open play in their last 2 matches. That's got to be a concern. Back to Sevilla, as their fullbacks, Jesus Navas and Sergio Reguilon, not only defend quite well, but go forward extremely well, as exhibited against United. Reguilon has the ability to beat his man on one-on-ones, as does Navas for that matter, and their vision and delivery from wide areas is impressive. Just ask United, again, who saw both Sevilla fullbacks provide assists in their 2-1 victory. Major questions to be asked of United's back line though, as William seems to struggle on the left as a right-footed player. Not to mention he's still young and in need of experience, and neither Lindelof or Wan-Bissaka picked up on De Jong's run for the winner, one of the easiest goals the Dutchman will have scored, completely unchallenged, at the edge of the 6-yard box. As alluded to, Sevilla's midfield looks quite decent as Fernando cleans up nicely in the midfield. João Jordan combines well with Navas and Suso on Sevilla's right flank, and Ever Banega, despite looking out of shape, is playing some great football. He's combative when he needs to be, and his passing and vision is as good as ever, and he would love to wrap up his European career with another Europa League title. As you may know, he will be heading to Saudi Arabia after this season via Al-Shabaab to get some cash before he retires. By the way, he spent his season at Inter, so he'll be playing against his former side in the final. Sevilla's attack is perhaps where they have struggled the most lately. They've never been one to rack up the goals and drive their opponents into the dirt. But lately, their best attacker, Ocampos, has looked a bit tired, while En-Nesyri has failed to capture my imagination. I thought he was going to bust out in this tournament. He hasn't. Suso, he's Suso. Flashes of real quality, but a bit underwhelming most of the time. It's funny, with Sevilla, you feel like their best attackers are their fullbacks these days, which is too bad because Ocampos had been fantastic for them throughout the majority of the season. No doubt their best attacker. Inter have been a strange team to watch. At times, I found their football extremely unenjoyable. Sorry to the Inter fans out there. But they really do smack of a team that is still finding themselves. A team that is still transitioning and adapting Antonio Conte's ideas. A team that when they finally get to that level, will be a very strong squad. They'll definitely give Juve a run for their money next season. Inter's journey in Europa League has been impressive as they have won every single match they have played, and they have conceded just twice in their 5 matches played. In fact, their defense deserves a lot of plaudits, as across all competitions, Inter have conceded 1 goal in their last 7 matches. That's 6 clean sheets. Leverkusen was the only team to score against them. So we're finally seeing some strong performances out of Diego Godin as well, as he, De Vrij, and Bastoni have all locked down their places in Conte's back 3. De Vrij continues to be one of the most impressive center backs in Europe, in my opinion, and Alessandro Bastoni, he's just a great story, man. He's been with Inter since 2017, joining from Atalanta, yet another product of Atalanta's incredible academy. They provide more Serie A players than any other academy in Italy, but enough Atalanta talk, you've heard enough from me. Bastoni was on loan at Parma last season, and now he will likely be playing in the Europa League final on Saturday. He's played so well that Milan Skriniar has fallen out of favor, and he's a great defender in his own right when he's on form. Also, a big shout out to Ashley Young, who is thriving at Inter under Conte. He's been great as that left wing back. Danilo D'Ambrosio has done well on the right. Good stuff. And speaking of falling out of favor, Christian Eriksen. Well, perhaps he was never the guaranteed starter under Conte, but more often than not, as of late, he's come on as a substitute, as the midfield 3 of Barella, Brozovic, and Gagliardini has taken over for Antonio Conte. Gagliardini I did not expect to be a regular in that midfield. Brozovic has no doubt been one of Inter's top performers on the season, while Barella and Gagliardini have really come to the fore lately, but Stefano Sensi, plagued by injury this season, has been making cameos lately and will be hoping to have more of an impact, maybe not in the final, but next season for sure. And of course, the attack of Lautaro and Lukaku finally exploded onto the scene against Shakhtar. They've labored at times since football's return in June. They've been decent, but they've labored also, and they looked quite decent against Shakhtar. Lukaku in particular, as he proved once again to the doubters that the guy has pace. Now, I have criticized him in the past, mostly while he was at United, due to his poor finishing and his terrible touch back then. But I've always maintained that he can burn a defender when he knocks it past them to run onto it, as we saw him do against Shakhtar's Kocieloka. Both Lautaro and Lukaku scored a brace and provided an assist on the night, with Lukaku extending his ridiculous Europa League record to scoring in 10 consecutive matches. That is impressive. This should be a very tight match. I almost said a very entertaining match. With how these two teams can struggle to attack, it could be a chess match. Let's hope not. I think that the 5-0 scoreline did flatter Inter just a little bit, as Shakhtar basically stopped defending after it was at 2-0, but that doesn't mean that Inter's attack should be taken lightly. Lukaku has proven time and time again in this competition that he is inevitable, to quote Thanos, so stopping him will be a difficult task for Sevilla's centre-backs of Carlos and Koundé, both imposing figures in their own right, but as I said before, Lukaku has taken his physicality to another level in both speed and strength since joining Inter. Sevilla's attack, on the other hand, will likely find themselves quite frustrated, as when Inter are defending, they become a back 5. So the battle for the flanks will see D'Ambrosio versus Reguilón and Ashley Young versus Navas. That should be fun to watch. Against Shakhtar, Inter defended brilliantly. Leverkusen, they had just 2 shots on target against Inter. Getafe, the same situation, 2 shots on target versus Inter. So Inter are very miserly defenders. Sevilla really need to make the most of the opportunities that they managed to generate. Inter is a team that defends brilliantly and in the classic Conte style, attack in transition brilliantly as well. Sevilla, they defend well in their own right, but their attack is giving me a bit of a reason to fear for them in this final. For my money, with the way that this Inter squad is developing under Conte, they are seemingly peaking at the right moment. And with their airtight defense coupled with their attacking prowess via Lautaro and Lukaku, my pick for the 2020 Europa League champions is Inter Milan. But what do you think? Will Sevilla pull it off yet again and win their 6th Europa League final from 6 Europa League finals? Or will Inter win their 4th title and come within touching distance of Sevilla? Be sure to let me know in the comments, as this is a tough one to call. As per usual, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. Leave a like as a tip if you did enjoy it, or a dislike to let me know that you thought it was crap. If you're new here and want to find your way back to the channel easily, then hit that subscribe button. Other than that, I thank you for watching once again. My name is Adrian, and I'll hopefully see you during the Europa League final watch-along. Ciao.